So you came to this video looking how to make your own superhero. I will show you how to make your own superhero, and I also take you through every single step. First, to make a good superhero franchise, you must know the steps. You need to know how to make a character that is well-rounded. You must be weak, feeble, and have a job paying only $10 an hour. Maybe even 5. So, this is Josh Johnson, an average Joe from the cities of New York. Everybody must be from New York, of course. So, are you ready, Josh? I said, yes, I am. Okay, so let's begin. Your superhero name. You must have a cool name, not something obvious and expected. Think about Gambit. What is a Gambit, anyway? So, let's begin with a list. Spotna. Spotna sounds Russian, which is always good if you want something to sound Russian. But, if you're not into the whole Spotna thing, you can try something else. Maybe you can try Crossno. Crosta sounds cool, albeit it sounds like Crisco, the famous cooking oil. You can still use it. Snip Crow. Now that is a name. It takes the toughness of Snip and mixes it with a cool bird like Crow. That is the one we will use. So, on to the next step. The superhero costume. Through the years, all the legends have awesome costumes, and some of the greatest have better costumes than others. So, what should your costume consist of? Well, of course, a mask and boots, and a cape. Yes, and don't matter about muscle because that'll come later. Now you have Snip Crow. Now it's time for the power. What will your power be? What do you want it to be? You don't want it to be too strong like Superman, and you also don't want to be as weak and feeble as Squirrel Girl. So we'll choose stuff in between. Snip Crow will have the power of laser beam. He will also have flight, but to avoid copyright infringement, we will add hot dog breath, because every great superhero needs hot dog breath. Now, for the most important thing you need. This thing is so important, it will fall unless you have this thing in the movie. The franchise needs to have it, but the character is not important in itself. It's only important if you put it against. So, without further ado, I introduce the next step, the love interest. This is Sally Supple, Josh Johnson's love interest. Note her geographic location, hence the girl next door. She must not know his feelings against Josh until he reveals to her that he is the famous Snip Crow. Then they both fall in love with a montage. Something happens that she doesn't like, and she asks for a deeper meaning. She ends up slapping him and running off in the rain. Then comes the sad montage. Next comes the most important character besides the hero that needs to become in your movie. He will have to have a purpose, how he got his powers if he has any, and a cool name. This is Carl, a spunky businessman who had his gerbil killed by Snip Crow. He turns evil and has the name Super Mega Awesome NECA Afro Loving Carl. Or just Carl for short. Fast forward a few hours into the movie, and he eventually captures Sally, and he holds her hostage until Snip Crow comes in spite of the obvious trap. Sally's still infuriated with Snip Crow. Fast forward a couple of 5 minutes, and you get to the last battle, where Snip Crow realizes he has some other power and eventually beats Super Neko, Afro, Lovin', Carl, or just Carl. He then apologizes to Sally for his ruthless behavior, and they forgive each other. And he magically cleans up himself, and you sense the end of the movie coming. You then get a picture a couple of days later, and they're hugging in some mysterious place. The camera zooms out to reveal it is a strange place. You then realize that they are somewhere that can't be accessible unless you have superpowers. We chose a glass of water. So there you have it. The superhero franchise starter movie. Now you can make as many sequels, prequels, and trilogies as you want. You can slap the picture onto just about anything. Coffee mugs, pajamas, and even bedspreads. Just never forget where you came from.